Well, solving a cold case that goes back some 3 decades is a real challenge.
News 12's Nick Hill learned how investigators in Walker County were able to do just that.
29 years ago, only 3 days before Christmas in 1994, James Harris was brutally murdered in Chickamauga. Now, almost 3 decades later, a cold case that has haunted the family here in Walker County has finally been resolved.
For 28 Christmases, the family of James Harris has carried the indescribable pain of not knowing who murdered their loved one. I'm happy to report that there will not be a 29th Christmas.
A Walker County grand jury convicted Robert Allen Mowry of malice murder last week. Mowry had worked with Harris at Miller Industries when Harris was found dead with injuries to the back of his head in his driveway on Bosch Drive in Chickamauga. Prosecutors were able to connect Mowry's DNA to the scene of the crime even decades after the murder from his blood on Harris's clothing and a Kleenex.
Through working it and knowing and working as many murders as we do, we realized that blood had to be from a bad guy.
Special Agent Montgomery says his conviction was only made possible recently as Mowry was arrested in Tullahoma, Tennessee in 2020.
But you got to think about it, in 1994, we didn't have that technology. So sometimes in these cases, these cold cases, you have to wait till technology catches up with you.
A motive is still not officially known in the case, but Harris's pockets were emptied as investigators believe it might have been an attempted robbery.
Mr. Harris carried a great deal of money around with him. At work, he didn't believe in banks, so a lot of people assumed that he carried a great deal of money on him all the time.
Investigators say this resolution should give other families hope their cold cases can be resolved as well.
Years may pass, and a violent criminal may go on living thinking that they had literally gotten away with murder. But in the district attorney's office, we never forget.
One thing to note about this case is that Mowry is 53 years old today, only 1 year younger than what Harris was in 1994 when he was 54. Mowry will spend the rest of his life in the Georgia State Prison. Reporting from Walker County, Nick Hill, News 12.